You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet.
Hello.
And welcome to another podcast about an 80s movie and a Nintendo game.
Recalling things from the past.
Totally. Totally.
Yeah, I know. I started the dialogue. I can't do a Schwarzenegger. I don't know.
They're pretty similar.
It's against my religion.
So that's right. Today we are talking about Total Recall for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
And a movie they made after it, based on the video game.
Yeah.
Like what?
Stephen King played it, and he was like, that's a pretty good game. I should write a movie about it as a different guy.
All these weird scenes that I don't understand. I could make a movie out of connecting these, like an improv game.
Yeah. So it's an exercise.
So before we get to totally recalling, what have you guys been up to?
There was this movie last week that we watched at my house called Morgan, and it's from 2016. But there's another. So you've heard of Megan, right? The movie Megan about the
doll,
the android doll,
yeah,
which is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. And
The sequel doesn't appear to be doing very well.
is it already out and it's doing
I
badly?
thought I saw that it had a poor.
There's
No, that it was Ballerina. Never mind.
Ballerina's
See, I've
had
heard
a poor
Ballerina's
reception.
not
I've heard
doing
good
well.
things
It's a
about
bummer.
Ballerina.
So I haven't seen any of the John Wick movies, but he's in Ballerina, right?
Yeah, it takes place between 3 and 4.
So when I watched the trailer for Ballerina, I was a little like, because I saw it, I can't remember what movie, but I saw the trailer and I was like, oh shit, they're like really leaning on Keanu Reeves and all that. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like that just made me wonder, like what are they trying to do? Like,
I don't know. I'm anxious to see it because I've heard good things, but
Okay.
I tend to only hear the things that I want to hear, and maybe not the things I should.
Well,
like,
all the
is it-
comments I were reading saying this movie's badass. But,
So yeah,
oh, it just hasn't been performing well.
yeah.
I gotcha.
that doesn't surprise me. It'll, if that's all it is, it'll pick up. It'll pick up once it hits digital.
Yeah,
It'll
because
get-
the Continental didn't do well
yeah
either.
and
right?
the Continental's
Yeah,
really
that's
good. So
Man, I was surprised to see fucking Sinners on Amazon Prime.
Oh, is it already
to
there?
higher rent, yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. You don't have to
Yeah,
go to the
I'm
theater.
gonna do that then.
we watched it. We watched Sinners. Did I mention that last week?
Mm-mm.
We watched it as well. I really enjoyed it. It was different than I thought it was going to be,
Really?
but not that different. I had the right idea.
Yeah, you had. I mean, if you don't want any, well, never mind. Tyler's gonna watch it.
I do want to see it.
Right,
yeah.
right.
There's another movie that I had paralleled it to
Right,
that I'm not going to bring up.
but it's probably the one I'm thinking of as
Yeah,
well.
I'm sure it is.
Okay.
So it had that,
Right.
bit. I felt like that was inevitable, but the way it was presented was different, and I really liked it. And the music was great.
Mm-hmm.
There was this one music scene in there that just, it was mesmerizing. It
I think
was so good.
It's probably the one I'm thinking of as well.
It was the big long music scene. Whatever. I'm not going to say anything more.
Sure.
But Morgan. So there's this movie called Megan about an AI powered companion doll that goes batshit and starts killing people.
What was the Haley Joel Osment movie? That was the
AI?
same sort of thing. The AI.
It's
kid.
artificial intelligence.
Oh, AI is the
Is the
name,
name of the
okay,
movie,
okay,
yeah. But so there's another movie coming out about a similar thing called Morgan, Killer Doll. And it's a movie that was made this year, apparently. I haven't seen it. But on YouTube TV, where I watched Morgan, not Killer Doll.
Are they related to one another?
I don't think so.
Okay.
They had it labeled as Morgan,
Right.
Killer Doll
Uh-huh.
in the guide.
Okay.
And so it was really fucking confusing.
It is. Yeah.
Is it what's a mockbuster? Is it what those?
I think it has to be a blockbuster first, right? Is Morgan a blockbuster? I don't know.
No, it wasn't. And this does not. I think the one that I haven't seen, Morgan: Killer Doll, is not out yet.
A Morgan Freeman story.
Yeah,
It's a biopic.
it's a biopic about Morgan Freeman
Being a killer doll.
Being a
I'd
killer
watch
doll.
that, man. If they just sell it straight.
But the movie I'm talking about that we watched is just called Morgan, and it was made in 2016, and it stars Anna Taylor-Joy, Kate Mara, Paul Giamatti, Michelle Yeoh, Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Wow.
It's got a really good
got
cast. I
people I know.
recognized everyone in this movie, and of course Anya. Is it Anya Taylor-Joy?
Mm-hmm.
She is obviously much younger. You know, this was almost 10 years ago. So I'd put her at probably about 15 or 16, maybe 17 is what I think she's going for. But she plays she plays an android that is it. She's bioengineered. She's not really an android. She's a bioengineered life form with an artificial intelligence implanted into her brain.
Battlestar Galactica.
Sort of, probably. And there's this woman that comes from the corporation. They're out in this cabin or this big facility out in the middle of nowhere doing the development and doing the, whatever for this thing. And they send this woman out as an adjuster to see what the progress is and how far they've come and decide whether or not to terminate the project. And then chaos ensues.
I'm curious what terminate the project means.
It turned out to be a really fucking good movie.
It sounds like it's
really
good,
enjoyed it. And I never heard of it. I never, in my wildest dreams, had any idea what this was, which is my favorite way to watch a movie.
Yeah, me too.
When you haven't heard anything about it,
Yeah.
and then it turns out to be a pleasant surprise.
Same.
Definitely recommend Morgan from 2016. 4 stars. Wiz and Sage says check it out. Speaking of Wiz and Sage says check it out. Joe Bob Briggs was on this past weekend on Shudder, celebrating the anniversary of the drive-in movie theater, which was like I want to say it was like 100-year anniversary of it or something.
Wow.
Some craziness. And he went through the history of the drive-in and talked about how drive-in theaters are the only theaters that were operating during COVID. All that kind of good stuff. But they showed a movie called Earth versus the Spider, and it's an old 60s horror flick, big monster type movie.
Mm-hmm.
What was that called again?
Earth versus the Spider. And it's about a giant spider, which is really just close-up shots of a bird tarantula.
That was like a fucking genre in the 60s.
Yeah, and
just
the
like
same guy,
giant
Robert Corman,
animals.
did them all. he made
Roger
a lot
Corman?
of them. Roger Corman, I can't look. Our internet's out. But anyway, he did this, and it was not great, but it was a fun watch because of how bad it was. It would be a really good one for like a Riff Tracks or an MST3K type of thing. In fact, I would be shocked if it hasn't been done by one or the other. But that's the kind of stuff you see on Joe Bob Briggs, so I highly recommend checking him out.
We used to have
Shudder.
2 drive-ins here.
Yeah, I had one in Paducah and one in Calvert.
Well, there's one on. I was talking to some people I work with who are older than me, and they were saying there was one on Lone Oak, and then one on the south side.
Oh, that's right. The one in Lone Oak
Where
was
the bank is
where
now.
the bank is now,
which is like right across the street from where I work.
yeah, right next to the cemetery. And
Yeah.
I remember that. And I don't remember the one on the south side, but
They said that one showed softcore pornography,
Oh, really?
which I thought is hilarious because they were saying you could drive and see softcore pornography like just
softcore
from the road.
from the road, yeah.
Which is fucking crazy, especially in a town like this. It's
back then, too.
Back then,
Yeah, there's all manner of things working against it.
Yeah.
And it was there's still one in Calvert City, which I've mentioned. And
right.
You should patronize it every time you get the chance because it's a lot of fun. But we don't get to go enough. The problem being this daylight savings time. They can't start the movie until almost 9 o'clock in the middle of summer.
It's a double feature that will go until
it's 1 or 2 in the morning,
yeah,
easily. And so it's tough, especially when you go with the kid or you've got a dog that you can't bring with you.
Yeah,
I
just don't want to be in the car that long.
Well, we don't usually sit in the car. We will take like lawn chairs and stuff and set up like a little campsite.
Okay.
Like
that's cool. I didn't know you could do that.
Cooler full of drinks and some lawn chairs, and it's just like camping out without a fire.
Like a tailgate party movie.
Yeah, it's basically a tailgate type of deal, and you just sit.
You got like a radio or something?
If you get it, you can either listen through the speakers that are there, that hang on the pole, that you hang on your car window, or if you bring an FM radio. I like to bring like a little boombox or something and tune into their frequency. The sound for the movie comes through that, and you can hear it throughout the whole park. So it's got this really neat sort of weird echo to it.
Okay.
And it's a lot of fun. Bring bug spray, and
we don't talk anymore.
Bring food. Yeah.
You got that gorge all the kids play in front of the movie screen.
Yeah, some of them were better than others in the sense of like a lot of them. Some like drive-ins are like hardcore. They'll have like miniature golf courses and playgrounds and swimming pools in front of the screen. And because the idea being, if you don't want to show up right before the movie. You need to be there a few hours early so you can get a good spot. So what to do in the middle of that 3 hours is if you haven't brought a Frisbee or a football or something, or you don't want to sit and just look at your phone for 3 hours, you might want to, bring something to do. But
good advice.
Anyway, that's my drive-in talk for the day. And then
remember they had a Smash Brothers tournament whenever the last one came out on the Switch.
Oh, at the drive-in? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's
on
a
the
good
big
idea.
screen.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That is
cool.
a good.
Did you do it?
No, I saw the video on Facebook where they had the big tournament, everything blown up, and everybody in their cars playing and shit. It was cool.
That is a really good idea. I like that. My grandson spent the last couple of nights with us, and the first night he was there, we were trying to figure out what to do for dinner, which is always a big pain in the ass at my house. And
he's involved in that decision making.
In this instance, since he's not over at our house as much, he gets to help pick.
I'm just curious because Henry's involved in our decision making. It makes it even harder than it used to be.
It triples the problem. But his idea, and I'm always worried about the cost and money and everything is so fucking expensive. And so he talked my wife Tanya into talking to me about going and eating at Texas Roadhouse. This was Saturday night. Now, if you've ever been into the Texas Roadhouse here in Paducah, I don't know how they are everywhere else. It could be 11 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday, and that place will be packed full. It's always packed. So she's telling me, well, let's go to Texas Roadhouse. And I'm like, are you sure you want to go there on a Saturday night? It's bad over there. It's going to be
dethroned Olive Garden as the most popular chain.
I remember you telling us that. And she's like, no, it'll be fine. Because it was like 4:30, and we're like, we'll go early. I'm like, it doesn't matter. When you go, it's always busy. And she's like, no, well, he wants to go, and we haven't sat down. We haven't gone out to eat together, the three of us, before, and sit down at a restaurant. So let's do it. I'm like, all right, if that's what you want to do, we'll do it. So we got in the car and we headed down there, and I was talking about like, this is Saturday night, so I was like, maybe I shouldn't take Hinkleville. I think I'll go this back road to get around.
Sure.
And she's like, well, it's on the other side.
The New Holt?
Yeah. I'm like, no, it's not on the other side. It's right where it's always been, right across from the IHOP. She says, no, that's Logan's. No. I said, no.
Logan's
that's Texas Roadhouse.
Chuck E. Cheese.
And then she goes, oh, no. No, the one over across from IHOP, that's Texas Roadhouse. I'm like, yeah.
She
Logan's
says, is always
oh no, we're always talking about we're always talking about how busy it is and how crazy it is that people are lined up at 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday to get in there. I'm like, I know. That's what I've been trying to tell you for the last hour. This is the place you have committed us to on a Saturday night. She's oh God, oh fuck, oh God. I'm like, well, we're in it now. I'm not telling the kid
Wrong roadhouse.
We got your roadhouses backwards. So anyway, we went and magically we managed to find the one parking spot in the lot.
How old is Cohen?
He is 8.
So, like, is he old enough to do the trick where you pull up to a building that is abandoned and be like, oh, looks like they closed Logan's?
No, he would know. He had been there.
Pull up to a
before with
burned
his
building.
family.
Right. I don't know.
Looks like it's gone.
Hey, we got Popeyes at home. We tried, kid.
So we found a spot, and they have a QR code that you have to scan to get on the
Right.
waiting list, which I
Right.
didn't know until we had gotten there. If I had known you could get on the waiting list like through the app,
Oh, it's through the app?
you can do it through the app. And so I would have put us on the list, and then
yeah,
we
that's
would
way
have
better.
driven in and
Yeah.
walked right in the door and eaten, In this case, I got us put on the list with about a 30 to 45-minute wait,
It's not bad.
which
for
isn't
Saturday.
bad for a Saturday night, but it was like 5 o'clock by the time. But we did get seated. Everything was fine, and the food was delicious. It was real expensive after all was said and done. Without buying alcoholic beverages, our meal ended up being like $75.
Because they upsell you on everything.
Yeah.
Anna worked there at the one in Murray, and she said that is an absolute core requirement. You get in trouble if you don't have enough upcharges and extra sales and
Yeah.
stuff like that. They track and bunch of shit.
Yeah, but all in all, it was a fun night. But I just had to regale you with the boring story of me daring to go to Texas Roadhouse on a Saturday night.
It was honestly worth it for me being able to relate to just the confusion about what restaurant is what.
Yeah,
I feel like Texas Roadhouse, for me, I would always get the locations of Texas Roadhouse and Longhorn mixed up.
yeah, those two are similar places, not price wise. Texas Roadhouse is cheaper,
Yeah.
by far. But yeah, I know what you mean. And I don't know. It's just. It was nice to just eat a nice big steak and have a potato.
Hell
and it was good. And they had this is how long it's been since we've really been to a sit down restaurant together. They had the thing where you pay at the table, which I hadn't used one of those before, which was fun. Because then it was like she brought me the check and then I could pay and we left. I didn't have to wait for her to bring the check back to me or any of that stuff. So that was fun.
I don't see that at many places.
I've never seen it, and I go out to eat obviously more than Tanya does, but it's the first time I'd ever seen it. That was really neat to be able to do that. It got us out of there quicker, which at a place like
I
that,
need that.
flipping tables is probably whatever they can do to speed that process along is probably exactly what they're going to do. Aside from that, I just did the usual, went to work, played Overwatch with John and Kaiser Ark, our friend of the show, and that's about it. What'd you do this week, Dave?
You boys enjoying your Switch 2s?
Oh yeah, I got 3 of them.
You got the Mario Paint?
I got the
Mario
one,
Paint Switch 2?
yeah, I got the one with the staples in the screen.
Yeah. I heard about that, and then I was like, I've been watching, like, there's some YouTubers I subscribe to, and, they do they got Switch 2s and unbox and do
Yeah.
reviews and stuff, or first impressions, and it's like, I had heard the staples through the screen story before I watched any of those videos, so I was watching.
This is the first I have heard
So,
anyone say that.
Clarifying what happened, it was that a bunch of GameStops across the country, from what I understand, stapled the receipt to the front of the box after the sale was complete to make sure they didn't lose their receipt. But what they failed to realize is that the screen of the Switch literally sits up against the cover where they stapled it. So some people got home and had staple holes in their brand new Switch 2 screens.
I thought it was just one location. Did it happen?
Was it just one location? Maybe.
What
I
saw was one in like Long Island or something. Like
Okay,
that.
I did
but
not
I don't know if
pay
it happened.
attention like that much to go and research it. I had heard, I probably heard a blown up version of it.
And the only reason I know anything about it is because I'm on several Discord servers and like the fucking memes were flowing.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I got all of my information from strangers on the internet.
Same.
You. I didn't.
Wikipedia.
I didn't like go into Google and like, hey.
The fact that it happened at all and more than once even if it was in one location, it's pretty bad.
It's pretty funny. I mean, I hate it for those customers,
Yeah.
but like, they got it all sorted out. Maybe it's
Hopefully,
GameStop.
maybe they got free switches. Who knows?
Hopefully.
I hope they got
I
it
doubt
replaced.
that. I don't see GameStop just giving out free Switches. It's
Yeah.
like I feel like they're 3 Switch 2s away from like not existing anymore. So like this was probably a really fucking big deal for them.
I saw a meme video on like TikTok or something where they shows a GameStop guy and he takes the receipt and lays it on the box and then puts it into a hydraulic press. Smashes it down onto the box.
So I was looking for that, like how close the screen is to the outside of the box on these unboxing videos, and it's just right there,
right there.
which is like
It's kind of on Nintendo.
it is, but it's also like I can't remember the last time anyone stapled a thing, especially like if I'm buying like a console and it's like I see someone with the stapler, I'm gonna be like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know where anything
I'm gonna
is
pretend
in the
that I'm gonna
box.
resell this in 10 years.
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I need it to be in my closet in pristine condition until 15 years later. I'm like, fuck this. And I
Throw it away. Yep.
So,
Yep.
I mean, I would not. Oh, I'd be mad anyway if somebody
Yeah.
just fucking put staple holes in my fucking box. To me, it sounds like someone who just went rogue. I mean, or someone who like.
But isn't the keeping up of the receipt like not the store's responsibility? It's your responsibility. So the store's like, nah, dog. You just hand it to them.
Yeah.
This is your responsibility.
Take a picture of it. Now you have it forever.
I don't know anything about anything. I don't even know if it was a midnight release. I know Best Buy did midnight releases.
They
I don't
did
know if
the midnight
GameStop
thing.
did. But like,
Best Buy still had a bunch when I was there the other day.
You saw them in store?
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't buy one. I'm not planning.
I
on
didn't
buying
either.
one.
I
am
am
not.
also not. My Steam Deck, I am over the moon. I don't need a Switch 2.
Henry's
so-
not interested. I'm interested, but it's like I'm fine paying for the hardware. I think it's like I know it's more expensive than a Switch, but still, it's like it's hardware. But it's like when you get into game prices, it's
Yeah, and they
that
said
and
that
the whole game thing is what turned me on.
I've heard that the Mario Kart is pretty cool. I don't know what makes it cool.
I don't, the way it's sold, I was like, or pitched, it's like I don't fucking want that because it's like I laughed when it's like, oh, you drive to the races, it's open world. And it's fuck, I gotta work to get to the fucking race. It's like, guys, no, fucking no. And it's like I can look. Maybe it's super fun to like drive to like the races and shit. Maybe like. I can see like that being okay. Well, I guess it's. I don't.
Or
I don't know, man.
$20 for the Prime Lakitu Pass. He lifts you to the races. So then it becomes $20 more. It's like,
It's like
your
Disney
old
World
experience.
with the line skip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is just this first stepping stone into like GTA : Mario, right? We're gonna have an open world experience where you get into races and then you like jump on people's heads and steal their car. And
I mean, I'm okay.
I'm fine with it. Yeah.
sounds great.
You race for pinks. The guy gets your code to the game if you lose it.
Yeah. I think that the Donkey Kong game looks kind of cool. That's
haven't looked at
the
that.
one that I am interested in. But again, it's like, damn, dude, I just can't. I can't justify it. I can't justify like buying the system and then being like every time a game comes out, which I already am. When a game comes out, I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of expensive.
And you can't wait it out with Nintendo.
I know, right? So yeah,
You can't buy them secondhand now for cheaper, So
Yeah, that's a bummer.
This is the first time Nintendo's put out a console that I haven't wanted. Like I've owned every console that Nintendo's ever made. This is the first time I've ever like not cared because it was just kind of like I don't really see what the big deal is, what the difference is, but
yeah, if you want it, makes you happy listener person, more power to you.
I want it. I just can't like buy it and then like be like, oh, I I made a good purchase. You know what I mean? And like, look, I'm not rich. So
Right.
it's like,
You gotta be selective.
If you got the money for it and you want to buy it, then more power to you. But I don't know, man. I feel like if I bought it and then a game and it's like I sit down and I'm like, all right, I hope this is $540 worth of Mario Kart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a edge, not for the walk of buyer's remorse. You are correct.
And it's also coming from a guy who like I borderline regret buying a PlayStation 5. I borderline regret buying an Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
I'm weird about it like that too, because like if I have something that I bought and I kind of went through the 5 stages of acquisition, you know, and I'm at the resale point at that, the
Right.
5th stage of the 5 stages of acquisition is resale. And I
usually go 1, 2, 5.
yeah.
From what I've seen from you.
Yeah, sometimes it's like if it's just sitting there and not being useful to me, I immediately start thinking I'm going to get rid of it because I don't like holding on to things. And a lot of times I will regret getting rid of it later. But usually it's like years later. Like, man, I wish I hadn't got rid of that. It's not like I needed it to begin with, though. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to buy something that won't immediately serve a purpose to me. I've bought things that I thought I wanted, and then 2 weeks later, been like, "What the fuck was I thinking buying this?" And I'll return it to the store.
Yeah,
you know, it's just I don't know. But this one just didn't go there for me. You know, I didn't have that obsession, infatuation, all that stuff. It just didn't have, for me personally, didn't have an appeal. If I hadn't already owned a couple of Switches before, I might have gotten one just to get that experience to say, oh, okay, now this is even better. But just wasn't for me. I get that it's a lot of people are into it, and if you're enjoying it, great. I hope it's everything they said it would be. But I just didn't see the appeal this time around.
Well, I feel like I'm starting to lean into like applying the Alton Brown good eats rule to gaming consoles. It's like no unitaskers.
Yeah.
Give me computer. Hey, you use computer for lots of things.
Yeah.
Everything's computer.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And then it's like when you build a new PC 5 years from now, it's like I'm still playing games in my Steam library I bought when Half-Life 2 came out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like there's no issues. And
It's the reason I steered away from consoles altogether and just went full PC, because I just play Overwatch, but if I want to play something else, I've got my Steam library. I can do it on that.
And I'm getting
my
fucking
kids like the PS5. I'm good with that.
Sure.
Like Addie loves playing Overwatch. She played Overwatch 2 on it. She loves Marvel
Rivals.
That's what she's doing constantly. Like she's on school break, right, summer break, and that's all she's fucking done is laying there and do Marvel Rivals.
I get that.
I'm
Choco
fucking
Chica
getting,
does the same thing, so that's okay.
I'm getting fucking spit roasted by fucking Microsoft and Sony because it's like if I want to play with anybody, I got to give them fucking $10 a month.
Yeah.
Then it's like, God damn it. And it's like I had just canceled my PlayStation service because it's like I don't fucking use this. And then Nicole wanted to play Night Rain. They have a PS5. So it's like, this is nothing against, them or anything. But it's like, okay, well, I do want to play. So, all right, fucking Sony. Here,
And if you got to switch too, you'd be going airtight.
I know.
All of your holes are full.
I know. I just canceled the Nintendo because it was like, I was airtight. I was airtight. And I can't cancel Xbox Live because Henry uses it to play Minecraft, and I use it when I want to play with my sister and my brother-in-law because it's like they got these fucking corporations have this fucking ecosystems.
Yep.
And it sucks.
Agreed.
So we are all enjoying our Switch 2s.
Yes.
That's good. I saw Karate Kid Legends.
Oh, how was it?
It was good. I liked it a lot.
Good. It
I
looks
liked
good.
it a whole lot.
I'm excited to see that one.
Nikki and I went with Henry to see it with his Taekwondo class. So,
Oh, yeah. I remember you saying you were going to do that, maybe.
And that was a fun way to watch it.
Yeah.
It was good. I was surprised. that it was. Was surprised that I liked it as much as I liked it.
Because they recast Mr. Miyagi, correct?
No.
He plays. Jackie Chan plays an old friend of Mr. Miyagi's from when they were younger, and I know the story, but Dave could probably summarize it better since he's actually seen it.
That's pretty much it.
He lives in the city. They
friends.
live in New York. Jackie Chan's character and his grandson.
Jackie Chan's and his character's in Beijing. And the story's about a student of his who moves to New York. And there are some personal ties that Jackie Chan's character has with this, with the main character. I thought it was a decent story. I think it's really neat because Jackie Chan's character teaches Kung Fu.
Right. And Daniel LaRusso teaches Miyagi-style karate.
Yep.
And Jackie Chan's character wants Daniel to teach that to his student. In addition to his kung fu.
And then there's boxing involved too. So like it felt like they really went out of their way to like it to not just be karate. Which to some, I don't know, might be blasphemy, but to me it's like, oh, okay, cool, more stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it goes by fast. The pacing is outstanding. At no point in the movie was I like, what time is it?
Right.
At no point in the movie there was a point in the movie where I was like, that was a really good way to write that and convey a bunch of information all at once without it feeling boring, like without it just being exposition. Like there's a montage in it that is like done so well. That communicates so much. It's just like, fuck, man, they did a really good, like the writing and directing this movie is really good. So yeah, I recommend it. It's probably on streaming already. I don't know.
It may be soon anyway.
But yeah, it was good.
Awesome.
I was pleasantly surprised. I like it
that.
better than the first movie.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think I've only seen the Karate Kid.
And you never saw
this.
part 2.
Right.
You played the game, though.
You played the game.
Same thing.
Yeah. Play the game. So I got the gist of
There's
two.
rain. There's rain.
Too.
So
Yep.
yeah, wind.
It's like Total Recall. Exactly the same.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
And then other than that, still doing the Occult Crescent and Final Fantasy 14. It fucking rules. I love it. It's really good. I got my relic weapon for warrior, so I got the relic axe. And then I've got the first tier of the gear that you get from doing Occult Crescent. So now I'm working on farming gold so I can get all that gear to be +1. And then also to unlock, I have 2 more Phantom jobs to unlock. Other than that, they're all unlocked. I have to unlock Samurai, and I have to unlock Thief. But all the rest, they're unlocked. And I'm working on mastering all of them. It's been a really fun grind. I do enjoy a grind from time to time. Hell yeah.
I was trying to look up some data.
Some data?
Yeah. I'll get to it.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Sorry
all
for
right.
interrupting.
No, it's fine.
You said something. I thought, I'll talk about this. Let me find out some data on that. And then that played.
Well, go for it. I'm done.
No, I'm just because I finished Vampire Survivors. Done. Completed. 100. I think it's 100. I was going to check my hours into it. I think it's 155 hours. And I got everything. Unlocked all the characters. Got all the missions and all that shit. The only thing left that I could do is beat every level as every character, but fuck that nonsense. That's a lot, and I've gotten everything I can out of the game. But wonderful, best $5 gift I've ever gotten. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, what's the breakdown on hours of fun per dollar on that?
I mean, at least 120 hours were pure fun. I'd say about 30 we're also like, like doing some of the stupid shit to unlock some of the characters.
You know what I like to think about is when you put that much time into a game, which I feel like we've all done at some point in time, a game that we love. I would love to get metrics on like how that time breaks down, where it's like you spent X amount of hours with this character, you spent Y amount of hours with this character, you spent this amount of time on the title screen, not idle, just like going through, just selecting what you want to do. And it's like, because once you have like 150 hours into something, you think about it and it's like, fuck, I bet a whole hour of that has been spent like just like selecting shit menus.
Oh, I mean, the Castlevania content in that game, oh my God. Like, compared to all the other DLC, like the other two are like nice, fun little splashes with a handful of characters and weapons and shit. The Castlevania was like, goddamn.
Yeah.
Like every fucking Belmont, every boss, every popular monster.
That's awesome.
Like, so fucking
I love that they had
much.
every Belmont in there.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep, and you had to, use the previous one to unlock the next one, and then it was, and then of course you finally get to beat Dracula, joins the survivors, so you play as Dracula at one point.
That's stupid.
Yep, because there's a
You
whole
had me.
moment where you can only finish the DLC as Richter.
Now, if Dracula's mustache, just his mustache, was a playable character,
Well,
then
they
I'm
have
back in.
Well, his weapon is throwing the wine glass.
Oh, okay.
So-
That's good. All right.
And it
That's good.
upgrades into the meal ticket, so then food just scatters
Awesome.
everywhere.
Okay. All right, I'm back in.
But he and Richter have a fun moment to where they mimic the speech in Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
But then it's just like,
You don't belong
know-
in this game.
yeah, actually I do, and then it's the whole I'm actually joining you, Dracula joins, and then Death is really mad, so then you fight Death for the final boss.
Cool.
So, but yeah, 9 out of 10, wonderful game, great pick up and play, perfect on the Steam Deck, super recommend. Then I'd say about 3/4 of the way through Sea of Stars now. I picked that back up, enjoying that very much on the deck. And then besides that, to be fully transparent, so I got a promotion, and then the person who was taking my job was out on vacation, and I still have to train that person, so I'm doing 2 jobs that are a fucking lot. A fucking lot.
Well, at least you're getting paid double, right?
I did get paid earlier than I expected, so that's something.
That's nice.
Because I didn't think I would get the pay until the middle of this month, but I started getting it on the first of the month, which is nice. At least I'll be a paycheck ahead. But it's still a lot. Like I was 45 minutes late to recording this because of work shit. So
That's like 55,
played the game, but I did
no
not
one's
watch
counting.
the movie. So I will enjoy asking you guys questions about Total Recall that I do not understand. I just played the game.
Oh, okay.
No worries.
We got you covered.
Yes, I got things to say about both pieces of media that might surprise you. Are we ready to get into it? Because I want to talk about
Let's
it.
jump in
Let's
it.
talk about it.
So I had never seen Total Recall. I had seen clips, and I thought that I had seen enough clips. I hadn't. This movie fucking rules. This movie is really, really good. It's really
I
good.
know.
It's
I know.
really
I'm
good.
so
I
fucking
was-
happy that you
I
liked
was
it.
mad that I hadn't seen it already.
My God, I am so happy that you liked this movie.
It's
John
really
Turley
good.
predicted that you would love this
I
movie.
loved it. And it was like, I knew what I loved about it was like, I was 10 minutes into it and I was like, oh, this is a good movie. Like,
Yeah.
like it sold me. And it fucking holds up too. I
It
feel
really
like.
does. I
Like,
watched it the day after we recorded. It happened to be on. And I'm like, oh, sweet. I'll
Not-
watch it for the 1800th time.
I'm going to buy it. I have to buy it. But like, not only do I feel like not all of the effects hold up, but I feel like a
No.
lot of them do. Like there's a scene where like there is a receptionist who's changing the color
Yeah.
of her fingernails by using a stylus. It's hilarious that it's a wired stylus, but like
Tyler,
other
she's
than that,
doing this,
Yeah, she's
and it's
just
changing the
tapping.
colors of her fingernails.
It looks great.
It really does.
I was watching it and I was like, how did they do that effect?
Back then, so well.
Right, because it's
Yeah.
not CG, right?
I don't know.
I really don't know
I don't
how
know.
they did that effect.
Maybe animated.
It's
I
the
don't know.
most impressive effect in the movie, I think, and
Truly,
it's so
it's
like just
good.
simple.
We just click the paint bucket.
Yeah,
And it fills it in. So
Well, it was Mario Paint. She was using Mario Paint. It's a 1990. It's a 1990 film.
Yep.
Because I had to look it up when I was done. I was like, what year did this fucking come out? I thought the story was really good. It's based on what a Bachman book, right? Or a short
No.
story?
No, you're thinking of Running Man,
Yes.
which we should also watch for the show.
Man, I've tried to rewatch Running Man a couple times. If I do it, I need to start from the game show section.
Yeah. I can't remember. I don't know. Oh, it's based on a book called it's a Philip K. Dick
Oh, okay.
story. We Can Remember It For You Wholesale.
Okay.
And
there is a Running Man game on the Amiga.
oh,
That is the
boy.
Schwarzenegger version.
I'll break out my Amiga. I don't even know if I can emulate that. I don't think I've ever emulated an Amiga game.
I don't think I have either. I know I haven't.
Thank you for telling me the name of an Amiga game. I'll store it in my short list of Amiga games that I know.
So, Tyler, do you know anything about this movie?
Just the tropes.
Okay, so
Quado, the third boob, the
Right,
expanding eyeballs.
right. So basically the story is about a guy named Douglas Quaid. It takes place in 2084. Schwarzenegger plays the lead, obviously, and he is a construction worker who wants to visit Mars. He wants to go to Mars. He's fascinated, obsessed with Mars.
Dreams about
Mars. And they have colonies on Mars at this point where you can go and stay and live if you want, whatever. But it's a mining. They mine a particular mineral on Mars called turbinium, and turbinium is used to. The guy that does it, his name is Cohagen. He owns the company that mines the turbidium, and you use that to produce the oxygen that they use inside the habitats on Mars. So he's rich and he's got access to all this turbinium and
So not as rare as unobtainium.
right, not quite, almost
Or what's the fuel source in Star Trek?
dilithium.
Dilithium.
Unobtainium's Avatar.
Unobtainium's Avatar and vibranium is Marvel. So his wife is played by Sharon Stone, and he keeps talking about going to Mars. She's getting mad at him for wanting to go, and so he decides that he's going to go to a company called Recall, Rekall. And what Recall does is they implant memories into your brain of a trip to Mars, as if you had been there, or you can do anything. You can have any memory implanted, and he opts to have a special package where he gets to live out the fantasy of being a secret agent, a spy, and it's a whole memory of an adventure that he had as a spy on Mars, right? And so they put him into the machine. They're getting ready to do the procedure. It cuts away to the guy that runs Recall, cuts back. Turns out he's having this psychotic break because apparently his memory had already been altered, and it was causing him to freak the fuck out. And so they sedate him and they send him home in the back of the cab, and he wakes up and he remembers everything like from his normal life. But after that, he starts getting pursued by guys, and he goes off on this super spy mission adventure where it turns out he was actually a secret agent that was being hidden.
Oh.
And so he goes, and chaos ensues. The ending is wonderful. The comedic elements are wonderful. It is a great story, and it leaves you wondering. It leaves you questioning, is this the way it really ended? Is this what happened? I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's a really good movie. It's one of my all-time favorites. There's very few Arnold movies that I don't like. This is in probably my top 3 Arnold movies. Maybe my top 1.
Is True Lies in that list?
Oh,
as
yeah,
well?
it is. It definitely is.
Same director,
Yeah, Paul
Paul
Verhoeven.
Verhoeven, who'd also directed RoboCop.
Yep.
So you mentioned Sharon Stone. She looks amazing in this
She
movie.
is hot
like
as fuck
I
in this movie.
didn't recognize her at first.
Yeah.
First of all, and then second of all, when I did recognize her, I was like, oh, I see why she was a huge fucking deal. Because I had only seen her, I guess, after this, where she's attractive for sure, but like she's crazy attractive in this movie.
She is.
And
She looks a spitting image of Tanya back in that time with the big hair,
Yeah.
the big curly hair, and yeah, it was crazy.
I felt like she did a really good job playing the character
She
too.
did. She did.
And again, where I was like, oh wow, I'm surprised, because I mean, I haven't seen a lot of stuff with Sharon Stone in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like, I don't know, I wouldn't have ever really considered myself like a fan of her work or anything.
A stoner,
you know?
if you will.
Yeah, well, maybe a late night stoner. But I thought she did a really good job in this movie. And I think like she has a difficult role to play as well, because she's playing the role of Quaid's wife, but also in reality, the wife of the main antagonist.
Yep.
So
That his whole, in other words, that his whole life was fake. It was created. This housewife, all the memories of their wedding and everything was implanted to hide his true identity.
That's why she's so mad that he's obsessed with Mars.
Yeah, trying to talk him out of going, and
well, there because
eventually they get into it.
yes, which happens in the game too.
Yeah, the
First boss.
does.
I think the effects are really good, especially considering the time.
I love the X-ray scene.
I know.
He's walking through he's running away from these pursuers, and he runs through this screen. They have this giant screen, almost like customs kind of thing, where they walk through and you can see their skeletons and whether or not they're carrying guns. It's like an X-ray screen, right? And he runs through the thing, and then it sees the gun and it sounds the alarm. And then there's like this fight behind the screen, and you see all the skeletons fighting one another behind the screen, and then he breaks through it. That's in the game too.
Yeah.
And The Simpsons, right? I feel like they do that in The Simpsons at one point.
Maybe. This movie was made with a budget of $80 million and made $261 million worldwide.
I'd say that was
It was a hit.
successful.
It's a hit. It was a hit.
I can see why. I can totally see why. I wish, like, if I had been a little bit older, because when this came out, I was 9, so this was not like on my menu of options to go see when I was a kid. But
I did absolutely go see this in the theater. I was it's like 17.
Yeah.
So
It's like
it
the
was
perfect
perfect.
time. Yep.
It was perfect. I can't say enough good about this movie. I'm really pumped that you liked it.
I loved it.
And
I loved it.
Tyler, you should watch it. I do think you'd like it.
I'm not opposed at all.
Get past the silliness. There's some silliness. It's an Arnold action movie, but even that plays so well in this movie.
Like, what
it's not out of
specifically?
place. Huh?
Because I didn't think it was too silly. Like, there's one part where he's like fucking screaming. You know what I mean?
When he's got the drill.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm referring to.
Okay.
It just little things like that, but doesn't make it bad or unlikable in any way. It doesn't take you out of it. But he's just kind of at his best in this one.
I don't know. This is a great movie, but it's like, maybe it's because I've seen Predator like so many times.
Fucking Predator is great.
Predator is a really good Arnold movie.
That's like, I mean, we're talking like True Lies, Predator, Total Recall is possibly my top 3.
The Holy Trinity.
Your Schwartzumberant.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. What else should anything else belong? Like,
I think The Running Man's on the list. I
Man.
think Commando is on the list.
I haven't seen Commando.
It's fucking good.
I loved The Running Man as a kid, but as an adult, I've tried to rewatch that movie fucking twice and have fallen asleep
I'm
both times
surprised.
before it gets to the
I
good
remember
part,
you talking
where it's
about
like the part that I remember as a kid, you know, where it's like he's actually, in the Running
game.
Man.
Yeah.
The lead up to it, I'm
It
like,
is-
I
it
don't
does-
fucking care about your
Get to
revolution.
Richard Dawson.
It does take a while. But
It's a long time.
to me, they go hand in hand. Total Recall and Running Man.
Oh man,
They really just kind of hit that same frequency.
I
for
get
me.
it. Like, like it's the same genre too, you know. But it's like I feel like the pacing in Total Recall is so much better because it's like like the story, the mystery of Total Recall, like grabbed me early. It's not one of those movies where it gets to the end and then it's like, was it all real? It's like every fucking scene, it's like, is this real? Is this real?
Right.
Is this real? Is that real?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, fuck, this is cool. I like this.
There's
I'm questioning everything, you know?
They remade Total Recall. They did another Total
Like in
Recall
2012?
recently with Colin Farrell.
Right.
It is a completely different movie, but it's also pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. It's just not the same movie.
Is it also like, is it based on the Philip
Yeah,
K. Dick story?
I think
more
it's the
faithful,
same.
Less
It's
faithful?
I think it's more faithful, kind of like the way Starship Troopers is, because the book Starship Troopers sucks ass. I hate that book, but the movie I don't know where they got that movie out of that book, but they did, and it's a great movie. I think that's
another Paul Verhoeven movie.
Oh, well, no shit. Yeah, I actually knew that. Now that you mention it, I forgot. I like Paul Verhoeven's movies.
Yeah, as
apparently.
it turns
I haven't
out.
seen one I don't like yet, I guess. But the newer Total Recall, I do think is more geared towards the book, but I've only seen it like once, and I kind of want to watch it again now just to see. But I do remember enjoying it.
You guys want to do a quick improv game?
Yes. And
I've got a gun. We can start with you, Dave.
okay.
And we go around in a circle and name an Arnold movie. And if you can't name one after like 3 seconds, you're out. And the last person standing wins.
Okay. I like
Well,
new
they
segment,
win- they win
Circle
honor.
Jerks.
Yes.
All right.
Total Recall.
Twins.
Ooh, good pull.
Kindergarten Cop.
True Lies.
Commando.
Running Man.
Predator.
Expendables.
Jingle
3.
All the Way.
Ooh.
Oh, good one.
I'm out.
Last Action Hero.
You win.
You could have also that might have been my last one.
Man, we didn't do Terminator.
Terminator.
Terminator 1, Terminator 2.
Terminator 3.
All it takes is for me to be out. And then I'm like,
Genesis.
oh, Terminator?
And to be fair, my Expendables answer is actually not right. I think he wasn't a star. He was only had a bit
Well, he's
part.
in it.
He was only in it for like the second one or the third one for a minute. So I probably got that wrong. But
So everybody listening to us is mad. So
he had one of the
Oh, well.
get on the
you play. You fucking come on
They,
and play.
look, they don't know Circle Jerks.
It's true.
They don't fucking know Circle
We're
Jerks.
way better at circle
Yeah.
jerks than you guys.
How many Circle Jerks you been a part of? We've been a part
It was
of
my idea. It was
Oh, these are the ones that are mad at us are the ones that go to the trivia night at the restaurant and fucking dominate everybody.
I don't know, man.
And argue with the
pretty low
host.
fucking hanging fruit.
It is very, very low hanging
I love
fruit.
it. None of us, because we're
We didn't
all
even
like,
take
like,
Terminator.
Trying to dig deep
I
and save
know.
the easy ones for the
Man, you
end.
with the twins, I was like, damn, hell yeah. That's good. Yeah.
I don't do well on the spot either. So
Right. Well, that's the fun of it.
I would
Yeah.
fail
Yeah.
so hard at a game show like Wheel of Fortune. We watch that all the time. And I'm solving puzzles and I'm saying, "Don't buy a vowel, you dumbass."
Right.
No, I don't. I
But
would
in
get
the
on there and
moment-
just lose so hard. I
Sure.
would be the one guessing, like the guy on South Park.
Oh, naggers.
Yeah. People who annoy you.
That's such a funny joke.
It really
That's
is.
such a funny joke.
That pretty much covers the movie as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's a timeless classic. Everyone should see it at least once.
Yeah. I could go on about it, but
Dude,
yeah.
well, go. Dude,
Man, Mars is they
dish.
do Mars so fucking well, where it's like just the way that it's shot, and it's just like done very simply.
Yeah.
But like I think seeing this now is really nice. It was almost like a fucking breath of fresh air because it's like not done with CG. You know what I mean? It's just like, wow. It doesn't feel like they showed me Mars and I don't feel like I'm watching a cartoon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels real.
Authentic. It feels like it might be the way that it is.
Right. Yes. As opposed to like, and I like CG used sparingly.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like, and I like the Black Panther movie.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like the first Marvel movie I watched where I was like, damn, they sure are doing a fucking bunch of shit with computers, huh? Because it was like it's when they're standing on like the Wakandan cliff,
Yeah.
and it's like it's bright, sunshiny, and it's like the light's not hitting right, and it's like y'all are just, I don't know, man. It doesn't sell it, you know.
At least Thor Ragnarok went to the fucking shores to film Odin's death.
Right.
So,
yeah. It makes a difference for me. And I do think it's like the tech is really cool. But yeah, it makes a difference. It's, to me, I think that all started with like the remasters, the re-releases of the Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah.
Where it's like Return of the Jedi, where it's like Jabba's palace. All right, you got some actors on sets doing actor shit. And here's a cartoon that's going to sing a song to you for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we needed that. That enhanced my movie going experience.
See, I didn't see this as being a party the first time around. Weird.
And I thought that, like, I don't know, a lot of my shit has to do with the effects. I thought the effects were really cool, and like the mask that he's wearing when he's disguised
It's
as the
so
lady.
good, and how like just his face under the mask that when he's holding the head. You can tell that's not his.
Right. It doesn't look.
But they
right.
they know, and it's just just suspend disbelief.
Right.
You have to.
You do have to do that because it is a little like those effects are a
It's
little
glaring.
schlocky.
It's
but
glaring,
but
they work.
they work.
Yeah.
The reason I feel like it works is because they're also grotesque.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's taken to another level where it's like if it were just a little less weird and bizarre. Brazar. That's that's a 3-titted woman. She's
Yes.
Brazar.
She wears a brassar.
She could be in Brazzers.
But like if they were not as gross, I feel like they wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But like when he's pulling the fucking bug out of his nose,
Yeah.
which I'm thinking like, oh, is that where like that's like a Matrix thing? Like
Yeah.
how much of the Matrix was like cribbed from this movie?
Oh, I'm
'Cause-
sure there were plenty of hints there.
So I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was
The
fantastic.
ending scene, the big end, the big finale, was always one of my favorites. And again, grotesque, just overstated to, to the max, but it was necessary, and it leaves that lasting impact.
Yeah.
And what's great is it just ends after that.
I know.
They don't drag it out.
I love
There's
it.
nothing more to it. They're like, okay, told you the story. We're out. See y'all later. Enjoy these credits. Bye.
If I do have one criticism of the film, and that is that I think it's a little too long.
Really?
I do think it's a little too long.
Oh, I disagree.
It's like 2 minutes short of 2 hours, and it's like it is so like packed that I was feeling fatigue at about an hour 40.
Yeah.
That's when I was kind of like, man, I am enjoying this, but like, whew,
Yeah,
like
it's a
is
lot.
it almost over?
It's a lot. It really, and it doesn't stop.
It doesn't. Yeah.
It keeps. It's just one interesting scene after the next.
It is. I agree.
But you do get. I can understand the fatigue there, especially the first time you're really sitting down and watching it. It's hard to be like, okay, come on. I want the payoff. I want that payoff.
But I mean, I feel like it's structured really well, where like the first part of the movie happens on Earth, and a lot of cool shit happens on Earth. It's not like the boring part of the movie. And then they go to Mars, and it's like, oh fuck, okay, now it's so like they do a really good job of like breaking it up, but still about 20 minutes till the end, I was like, oh man, I'm tired. I like this movie, but I am tired.
Flavor fatigue.
Yeah.
Well, how about that game?
We got an email?
Yeah, I do. And I'll read it.
Okay.
God.
Good plan.
Oh, I can't get that here. I'm going to have to do it on
You want my hotspot?
my phone. No, I can just read it from the phone. Zine Lord writes, Total Recall. Hey guys, I was a little late in listening this week because in this week's episode of Smart Financial Decisions Theater,
Switch two. You got
I got to switch too. It's my first day one console ever, which is kind of crazy since I've been playing console games since Christmas 1988. Mario Kart World is great.
Okay.
The online knockout mode is super fun, and it took until about an hour ago, late Sunday afternoon, for me to get my first win. What a thrill that was. My stepdad runs an electronics store, and my only exposure to Total Recall was seeing the three boobs scene on a demo TV when I was about 13 years old.
I love that was on the demo.
And he writes, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That's hilarious. I love
How's
it.
the NES game? Well, it's award-winning. It won Worst Movie to Game from EGM in their 1990 year-end awards. Here's the reviews from September 1990 issue. The intro. Nintendo, Acclaim, Total Recall, Type Action. Release August. Levels 10. Difficulty Average. It's a weird feeling. Who are you? Douglas Quaid. Are you sure? Ever since that brain implant, you really don't know. To make it worse, you're being chased by somebody's hired guns and you don't know why. The answer to all your questions, you believe, is somewhere on Mars. Get your ass to Mars. Get your ass to Mars. Not going to do it a third time. But who do you look for once you're there? It could be the boss behind the Turbinium mining activity. Find him, and he could just be the key. Steve gave it a 3. NES video games just hit a new low. Total Recall is a total bore that has substandard graphics and none of the action found in the movie. The whole thing comes off like a bad dream, which is hardly any fun to be found. Ed gave it a 3. Combine a mega hit movie with one of the best Nintendo software companies around, and one would expect a great NES game. Wrong. Total Recall has substandard graphics, fair gameplay, and is just not what one would expect from Acclaim.
He's
a
saying
big disappointment.
Ocean was one of the best developers
Acclaim.
around?
Acclaim.
Oh, Acclaim. Oh, okay.
Big disappointment, not up to standards. Martin gave it a 3. Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence just showed up to the magazine
Lawrence.
and they let him review a game.
Yep,
Hey, why don't you let me review a game? Okay, Martin Lawrence.
he did.
Total Recall.
And he writes, "What happened to Claim? Did somebody reprogram Rambo and digitize Arnie's face in a couple of scenes? The movie was cool, but the game is a horrible adaptation. There's little animation in most of the characters, and it has 2,600 sound effects. Acclaim should recall this one."
Please tell me the next review is from Shanae.
I was trying to think of a Martin character.
Close. Sushi X.
Sushi X, a.k.a. Gina.
Gina gave it a 2.
Damn, Gina.
Damn, Gina.
Damn, Gina.
Damn, Sushi X.
Sushi X gave it a 2. In the movie of the same name, Arnold's character's memory was erased. This game, based on that movie, should also have its memory erased. Total reject. Have a great week. Zine Lord, Brad from Arizona.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you, Brad.
I didn't know that you bought a Switch too. I didn't come into this with prior information. I don't know what knockout mode is,
I don't either.
but it sounds neat.
Apparently, it's fun, and it's a thrill to win it.
I like Total Recall for the NES better than those reviewers.
I think we are becoming connoisseurs of shit. We have tasted the spectrum of shit. Yes, we have played so many worse games than this.
I was impressed by the way this game looked. I thought it made weird decisions, like when you fight Tiny Prince, like pulls you in an alley and you fight him and you punch him and he goes flying across the screen.
Yeah.
There's weird decisions in this game, but like I thought that the pixel portraits of the characters looked really
Those
good.
did look pretty good.
Arnold like looks great, and it's like they got the likeness rights where it's not like True Lies where it's like
yeah.
okay, well, we can put him on the box, but we can't put his likeness in the game. And then like I feel like the bad guy, I can't remember his name, but like his portrait looked really good. I thought all that stuff looked really nice. I didn't think the music or sound was like offensive.
No?
I honestly, when I was playing this, I was like, I might just be more of an NES guy than I am a Super Nintendo guy, because it's like, I feel like the NES games that we played recently have not reviewed well. And then I'm like, oh, I liked it.
Yeah.
Well, it beats the fuck out of Darkman. So
I think it's way better than Darkman. I think it's better than a lot of the Super Nintendo games that we
Yep.
talk about.
It controls. It's playable. Like, that is such a big thing that you can play it and know what you're doing and progress without super frustration or instant death or cheap bullshit. Like, I didn't feel like this game had any of that. Any of the stuff that I normally hate in a game.
There is some bullshit in it. Like the first boss that you do is when you fight Sharon Stone's character.
Who looks like Linda Hamilton in the game.
Yeah.
I thought it was Linda.
Well,
When you guys said Sharon Stone, I was like, oh, I thought that was going to be Linda Hamilton.
when I was watching Total Recall, I was like, did they get the idea for Sonya Blade from this
Right.
character?
Yeah.
Because it's like what she's
She's got
wearing. She's
spandex
wearing like
on
the
and-
exercise. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, that boss, like, there's this thing where it's like, and I think it's really cool because it's like you go into your apartment and she starts shooting at you, which happens in the movie. And then it's like you can see in the background the video screen of like the lobby. And so you like see the main antagonist heading towards the
Yeah.
room. And I was like, this is fucking cool as shit that they did this. And then like you're fighting, she's got a gun, you've got your fists, you're punching her until she drops the gun, then you pick up the gun and then you start shooting at her. Well, then the guy, the bad guy shows up at the door and just starts fucking unloading. And it's like,
Okay, thank you. Because I was worried I had a bugged copy because that happened to me, but every playthrough I watched, because I couldn't get past that. Every time, dead. Every playthrough I watched, he didn't show up. So I thought, did I download a piracy protected copy that you just can't do this?
No, it's like an enraged timer essentially. Like you're supposed to beat her fast before he shows up. But I couldn't do it, so I cheesed it. But I was like, because like the first 2 times I died, I was like, fuck this, I'm gonna wait by the door. So I got to the door and ducked and just fucking shot her. And then by the time she died, it took forever. The guy shows up and he's firing, but all I have to do is like wait for it. Like there are small gaps in his gunfire. Is wait for that gap and then just like quickly stand up and go right and go through the door. And it works. It's cheesy.
Yeah.
And the game design, it feels like, okay, this was like they made a short game. Because this is a short game.
Arcus beat this in 7 minutes.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
The world record is 6 minutes, 7 seconds. And the playthrough I watched was 18 minutes, give or take.
It does seem like it would be a fun speed run because I enjoyed this enough. It wasn't one of those games where I was like, well, I ran out of lives and I'm done. I was like, okay, let me see maybe how fast I can get to where I died. And it was one of those games where it's like, oh, I got there pretty fucking fast. So I kept playing it, and I got to Mars, and I feel like there's some cheap bullshit on Mars too, because you've got these like, you got just a whole bunch of shit on the screen that's all trying to kill you at the same time, and then you kind of get into slowdown. But I think there's some of the things can shoot the windows out and you get sucked out onto Mars, which is a thing from the movie that like do a couple times.
They did the X-ray screen thing where you're a skeleton and you're fighting the other skeletons, which I thought was a nice touch.
It's fucking creative. It's like, it's stuff that I feel like they did not have to do. And I don't see in a lot of movie like games where they try to take cool shit from the movie and put it in the game.
Yeah.
Usually these games feel like they're reskins of something that already existed, and then they like slap Arnold Schwarzenegger's face on the sprite.
Yeah.
You know? This didn't feel like that. This to me felt like it was designed to be a representation of the movie. So it got points for that for me. I didn't hate it. I thought I didn't think it's a great game. It's not fucking Super Mario Brothers 3. It's not, you know what I mean? But it's like, I would have rented this as a kid and I would have been like fucking fine with it. I would have been like, okay, I would have felt like I got my money's worth out of it.
Beat it in a weekend and felt really good about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But it is short. It is. Yeah. It is short. I got to the point where I finally, like when I died on Mars, I was like, well, okay, I'm probably done for now, but I might come back to it. And then I was like, well, let me pull up a video of gameplay. And it's like, oh, I'm like over halfway through the fucking game. There's some weird stuff like in the movie before he goes to Mars, he goes to that like, in the game, they call it a cement factory. I don't know what it is in the movie.
I think it is.
But they've got that whole scene from the movie where the guy calls him on the video phone and he's got the fucking briefcase. That's in the game. And it's like,
is there a homeless guy who throws his hat in the movie?
There's not.
Like an odd job hat, like boomerang type
There's
thing.
not. And that was like, that gave me like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES vibes where it's like, there's just a random fucking dude here.
Time to murder some hobos.
Yes. And they have energy drinks on them. So I mean, you got to do it. I don't know. Those are my thoughts.
So that's what those were.
I assume
Just life.
I don't jolt.
I have no idea. They're not in the movie, so that was just a guess. Maybe they're just a fucking battery. I don't know.
Should have been a chicken.
Martian chicken.
I didn't play it a whole lot. I kept trying to kill the guys in the trash cans and not succeeding. And I thought, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't think just jump over them.
I just rolled out.
But I did like the part where Benny You get to fight Benny in the drill, and it's like a mini version of that big
bastard, by the
drill.
way.
Yeah, fuck Benny. What an asshole.
God damn it.
I got 4 kids to feed. What happened to the 5th one? Oh man, you got me. But
Not only that, but he's a mutant
yeah,
going against the rest of the
going against
mutants.
the
What the
mutants,
fuck,
man?
man?
You don't do that, traitor.
Scion, I like we didn't talk about this in the movie, like the whole like way like psionics works in this movie is fucking great. Like I like the world building aspect to it, where it's like, oh, well, why do those people look like that? And there's a whole like explanation for it, and it deals with the oxygen and like the radiation on Mars, and it was neat.
Yeah,
It was neat.
it was great. But you get to fight Benny. What I thought was funny though was that like the drill is the same size as Arnold. Like in the movie,
didn't
it's
get
the
to this
size
point.
of a Sherman tank.
Yeah.
You know, in the game, it's the same kind of drill. They do the whole like thing with the drill, but he's about this big. He's exactly the same size as Arnold. And occasionally Benny will pop his head up out the top, and that's what you have to shoot to get the thing to damage. But yeah, I'm not great at games like this, and so I got frustrated pretty easily and gave up pretty early. And I didn't care for it personally, but that's because I tend to get a little weird on platformers that I'm not very familiar with or that don't have the sort of perfection of like Mario games and stuff, you know. But I'm not going to say I hated it, because I do think it had a lot of charm, but it just wasn't personally for me. My experience was a little different, but definitely not the worst game I've ever played by a long shot.
I think your assessment of it is like way more level-headed than mine. I think Tyler nailed it when he said that we've become connoisseurs of shit, because it's like, I cannot tell you how bad I expected this game to be.
Oh yeah.
I expected this game to be
Same.
incredibly bad.
Yeah, me too.
Incredibly bad. And then like when I played it, I'm like, yeah, okay, this is a Nintendo game. I'm like, I grew up in this era. I know what these games are like. And this is like better than a lot of shit I rented.
Yep.
It's like better than Bayou Billy. I can tell you that fucking much. You know? It's
Yeah.
like, and I rented that motherfucker 3 times. Bart versus the Space Mutants. That one also tricked me twice.
Yeah.
It's better than that. Bart versus the World. I got tricked again. And this game is better than that. So it is. I do feel like, for me, it was a combination of coming off the high of the movie, because I played the game immediately after watching the movie. And then also, I've played a lot of really bad video games. And this
Oh,
one was
God,
like,
so many.
and I went in with such low expectations that it was like, fuck yeah, all right, this is a fun little play.
You guys have any achievements?
No, but I do have a list of Chat GP achievements if you'd like me to read them.
Hell yeah.
I asked Chat GPT to generate me some funny NES Total Recall achievements, and this is what it came back with. Are we ready?
Yes.
First achievement is, I recall nothing. Finish the first level without realizing what you're supposed to do. Okay. Get your ass to Mars eventually. Die 15 times in the alley before even making it to the Mars levels. That's a good one. Because he says, get your ass to Mars a lot in one scene.
Yes.
Quaid problems. Get sucker punched by a hobo more than 3 times in a row. Nice threads, Hauser.
Hauser.
Change outfits mid-game without it being explained.
Do you change outfits?
This
in
is
this
one of
game?
those where I think it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just making shit up.
Right.
They're all going to be this bad going forward. Now that it's just fucking free-forming and making shit up about the game. The rest of these are probably going to be bad. I didn't read them all.
What game was it where it was like, unfurl your cloak, make your cloak animation?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The next one is recall cab service. Crash the Mars taxi more times than there are lines of dialogue in the game. I forgot to mention the
Oh,
overhead.
there's
There's
the
an overhead driving.
I didn't get to
in,
this.
in Mars where you have to. It almost looks like bump and jump.
Well, it looks like,
little bit.
you're automatically going as fast as you can left to right,
Yeah.
and you have to navigate up and down, and you can crash into everything and die.
The next one is 3-Bit Lady. Encounter the infamous 3-breasted woman and still not be impressed by the pixel art. She's not in the game. I don't know why he just wanted to talk about the 3-breasted
Yep.
woman.
Press B to squeeze. He moved the hand with the cursor. That'd be so great. You know they coded that in. That's
That's
a fucking. That's the hot coffee
Well,
of Total
at
Recall.
one point, in the game, you're running through Mars, and you get to the last resort, the bar where the 3-breasted woman it works, but there's nothing going on in there. You don't even get to see any of the other characters in the bar. And those, hey, the guy in Total Recall that had the big gash in his face?
Yep. His name is Tony, I believe.
Tony is the guy from Breaking Bad.
What?
The cop from Breaking Bad.
Oh, Hank?
Hank.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's Hank.
Whoa.
Yeah. I recognized him the other day. I turned to Tony, I was like, is that Hank from Breaking Bad? Because he's also in Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
And she looked it up, and sure enough, that was him.
Now it makes total sense that he was in Starship Troopers.
Right,
Thinking that it was
Paul Verhoeven.
Uh-huh.
Right.
So, like, is that like the Pokemon evolution? Like, does a Tony evolve into a Hank?
Apparently.
50 candies. And
Yeah. The next Chat
Rare blue
GP achievement is Schwarzenuggets. And to get Schwarzenuggets, attempt to use hand-to-hand combat exclusively and get destroyed by rats.
Okay, that'll happen.
The next one, and this one appears a lot when I ask ChatGPT to make me achievements. This is not even my final form. He uses that a lot. Glitch into the background and become part of the scenery. That's stupid. Recalls refund policy. Fall asleep playing the game and dream a better one. I like that one actually. Blue sky on a 4-color palette. Reach the final level and still not be able to tell what's going on. And then finally, Total Recoil, which does sound like one I would write. Total Recoil. Rage quit so hard you turn off your NES with your foot. ChatGPT achievements, everybody.
Yay.
Dave.
I've got a few. The first achievement is get your ass to the lobby. In order to unlock get your ass to the lobby, you watch the credits of the game in the movie cinema long enough to get an extra life. At the very beginning of the game,
Oh, you can do that? Because I remember I walked into it, I was like, oh, it's just the
it
credits.
shows the
Left.
credits, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I just watched, and because I was thinking maybe I would see a name that I recognize or something from another game. And then I hear the 1-up chime.
That's kind of nice. That they give you a bit of a reward.
That's
Say,
good.
watch the credits. We'll give you something.
So get your ass to the lobby, watch the credits in the cinema long enough to get a 1-up. And my next achievement is get your ass to Mars. In order to unlock get your ass to Mars, while you're in the movie theater, hold down A and B, and it takes you to Mars. It takes you to the Mars section of the game.
Really?
That is a hint in the game that they give you, which I was like, this is fucking cool. Like it's not like a password system or anything. They're just like, here's a code to get, you've made it this far in the game. Here's a code to get to skip to Mars.
Nice.
And it's the dude with the who does the video call with the briefcase.
Uh-huh.
He's the guy who tells you the information.
No. Wow.
So I
didn't
thought
catch
that was
that.
I thought that was neat. I liked that. My next achievement is the Gauntlet of Glory. In order to unlock the Gauntlet of Glory, get hit by every dick coming out of the glory holes.
Thank you.
Of level
Thank
one.
you.
God. I
Yes.
forgot about
You
that.
walk by this fucking wood plank fence
are
that
they-
has 5 holes drilled in it.
Yep.
And I swear to God, it's fucking dicks
It's-
coming out.
it
of
looks
It's
like-
not a fist. You're right. It is just a stump. It looked 100%.
It's like, glory hole wall of multiple dicks.
Yeah.
Trying to, and they hurt.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
hit you.
They're angry.
Angry dicks.
My next achievement is You'll Believe a Man Can Fly. In order to unlock You'll Believe a Man Can Fly, punch the small man who's wearing a Prince cosplay.
Yeah.
Because every time you punch him, he literally flies across the screen.
He does.
Looks like a tiny version of that one bowler from Kingpin.
Oh, Bill Murray, the
Mexican bowler,
Oh, the Mexican bowler?
I think.
From the Big Lebowski?
That's
Big
what I'm
Lebowski.
thinking. That's what I'm
Jesus.
thinking.
I was thinking of Ernie
Yes.
McCracken. I'm like, he's not Mexican.
My next achievement is if you strike me down, I'll ask you for more spare change than you can possibly imagine. In order to unlock, if you strike me down, I'll ask you for more spare change than you can possibly imagine. You kill a homeless man in the cement factory because he literally dies like Obi-Wan dies on the Death Star. Spoilers. The last hit, like he just turns into clothes. The homeless man just like turns into his coat and hat.
He was a ragamuffin.
Yes. And my last achievement is not one that I truly believe, but I was glad to finally get a Chappelle Show reference after all these years. I wish I had 3 hands to give this game 3 thumbs down. A Rick James bitch. In order to unlock that, you just play a game and don't like it. I didn't realize that was a Total Recall reference to Benny fondling the 3 titties.
Yep.
Which I love when he reveals that one of his hands is fake. I was like, oh, okay. So he really wishes he had 2 hands. Tyler, do you have any achievements?
I've got 4. My first one, the bullets, they kill everything. And you unlock that whenever the nonstop bullet parade kills you over and over until you have to continue.
Happened to me.
Me? Hey, man, what's in this little alley over here? And you unlock, hey, man, what's in this little alley over here? You get grabbed into 2 alleys in the first level.
Yeah.
Just not suspecting, not knowing, just boom, different stage.
Happened to me.
What's going on?
Yeah, I also unlocked that achievement.
Third one, be my Frankenstein.
Hell yeah.
You unlock that by getting hit by lightning 3 times in that bridge where all the lightning hits you toward the end of the game.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get there.
And my last one is get your ass to Mars and bullseye some womp ROUSs. You shoot 10 rats.
We haven't had an ROUS achievement in a while, man.
I love it.
Do you know who sings Be My Frankenstein?
Nope.
Alice Cooper.
Oh, okay.
Be my Frankenstein. Be my Frankenstein.
Oh, Mealy Wake. Okay.
Okay, that's correct.
Well, how much do you think this game is if you were to buy it? Total Recall for the NES. I get to play, I think.
Grim send you a coded message.
I think he did. I'm going to double check. He did.
Hell yeah.
So what do we think? Loose.
I bet it's pretty cheap. I would think.
It's tough because it's a movie, you know? And it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know if there are like Arnold Schwarzenegger collectors out there or Total Recall collectors.
$14.
$14 from Ian.
$8.99.
$8.99 from Tyler. I'm going to go $25. The actual retail price of Total Recall for the NES at the time of this DM, according to PriceCharting.com, is $9.62.
Tyler.
All right.
Well done. What do you think of case in box? Complete in box, if you will.
$40.
$63.
$100. Case in box is $50.11.
Okay.
New? How much do you think people are paying for new copies of Total Recall for the NES?
$75.
$75.
$120.
$120. I'll keep 100. See what happens. $332.91 for not too terribly much more you can get a Switch to. play Mario Kart knockout mode,
Yeah.
That's true.
as opposed to just a thing that you have that you never opened.
A decorative piece.
Every Thanksgiving, you pull it out and use it as a centerpiece. As you know, this is my sealed copy of Total Recall for the NES. Thank you, Grim, for that DM. What do you guys think Flopsy Jr. has to say about Total Recall?
I'm going to say they probably shit all over it just like EGM did.
I think that you're probably right. And considering that Darkman was a 1.5, which I didn't think that was warranted, but that is what it is. I think they'll also be kind of negative towards Total Recall. I don't think they'll give it a 1.5.
No.
I think they might give it a 2.5.
2.5. That's,
I was thinking
that's what my gut
Maybe
said.
a
2.5
2.
as
Maybe we
well.
just, I don't know, 2.5?
I'd say we could probably safely go 2.5.
2.5. Common is my guess.
Yeah.
A huge movie. Acclaim.
I agree.
Yeah. 2.5 common.
2.5 common?
Yep.
Let's see. Well, according to Flopsy Jr., aka the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the Guide to the NES Library 1985 through 1995 by Pat Contry, courtesy of Big Dick Pie Baker Chris Vaughn. Total Recall for the NES. I totally didn't lose my place looking at the title of this book.
I noticed
So don't
that
even
you didn't
worry
lose your
about
place.
that for one fucking second. Total Recall.
We're just having completely normal and natural conversation right now.
Yes, of course we are. This is how we talk,
Yeah.
Jake.
Jake. Thank you, Jake.
Availability, common.
Yes.
Star rating, 1.5 star.
Oh.
Oh, shit. God.
It wasn't.
This is not the same as Darkman.
The reflections on this are from BW, when in trouble, call BW. They also did Darkman, the Darkman review.
Someone doesn't like cinematic based games.
I mean, with good reason,
Yeah.
but right. I'd see a pattern emerging.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah.
BW says, although it's hardly the worst game in the NES library, Total Recall fails dramatically to live up to its awesome source material. Paul Verhoeven's 1990 feature film, which in turn was based on Philip K. Dick's excellent novel, We'll Remember It For You Wholesale. Then he just, talks about the movie. Okay,
All right.
that's not as good as the movie. I agree.
There you go.
I don't think that's means. I don't think that's grounds to give it a 1.5 star. But
yeah.
hey, what I'm finding is the SNES Flopsy is a little too forgiving, and Flopsy Jr. is a little too harsh.
Yep.
We need that Baby Bear book that's like right in the middle. Maybe that's their N64.
The Guide to the Amiga.
Maybe. You know what? Slowly but surely, this is becoming an Amiga-based video game podcast.
Amiga,
Amigos. For the Three Amigos, our logo is us. We literally take the Three Amigos VHS box art and then just superimpose our faces on.
And we have a
each
whole
Amiga.
plethora of Amiga games.
Which one is which? Who's Martin Short? Who's Steve Martin? Who's Chevy Chase on our Amigos logo art?
If we're going by height,
Which one? We can, sure. If we're going by height, I don't know who's the tallest. Chevy Chase, I assume.
Chevy Chase. I think Chevy Chase,
Steve Martin, Martin Short.
I've always pictured myself as sort of a Chevy Chase if I was going to be an Amigo.
If you were going to be an Amigo,
Yeah.
I could see it. I'm fine with. Honestly, I'm fine with any of them.
Same. I love them all.
We can randomly generate it.
Okay.
And each week it changes. It's not going to be difficult to do or mind-numbingly taxing at all. We'll just do it. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a beard, it sums up how you feel about it. What kind of beard would you give it and why?
You guys watch those slap fights?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is proven that a beard dramatically reduces the effects of a slap.
It's face armor. It makes
Yep.
total sense.
So I would give it a slap fight beard to dull the open face blow like Schwarzenegger
Love
deals
an
to his
open face
wife.
blow.
So, yeah. So slap fight beard.
Slap fight beard. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of glasses would you give it and why?
Swollen, bulging
Oh,
eyeballs.
fuck yeah.
Appropriate.
Yep. I can hear those eyeballs.
Yeah.
Well, next week, do we want to roll for it? We want to revive the randomizer? You guys have anything else? You have any desires to put forth?
I just have one desire. The desire to piss.
Okay.
Daddy drank a lot of water on it while we were recording this and it's going to be bad.
I mean, we could keep up this streak. We just talked about Running Man. I saw that also in this same vein, we could do Conan the Barbarian on the NES. We wanted to keep a Schwarzenegger streak.
I'm fine to do that. I want to
hear
be
the lamentations of their women.
That sounds fine to me. I want to be sensitive to your scheduling and your situation. I feel like if you don't have time to watch a movie and play a game while you got all this stuff going on, maybe we do something simple.
Today would have been easier, but someone from corporate showed up in my office. So it's just another weird outlier of a Monday.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm good
Okay.
to do it.
Conan the Barbarian.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. We're on an Arnold kick.
That is
again.
100% an NES game for sure?
Yep.
Okay.
Great.
Locked in.
Locked in. Clock it. Let's see. Anything else? We
You guys don't need me, right?
Nope. You go
All
ahead,
right,
B.
cool.
No, go ahead.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You find the show on iTunes, not SoundCloud, but on Spotify, not Stitcher. It's all over the goddamn place. Got lots of shit going on, but most importantly, there's that Patreon.
Yeah, we do have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/TADPOG. And for as little as $1 lousy a month, you can have access to all of our content. And there's a lot of good stuff on there. We've got some tabletops on there. We've got one where I talk about sex stuff for money. There's one where their wives got drunk and recorded a show together.
That they try not talk about it
They
anymore.
don't like to remember that they did this, but it's forever because it's the internet.
Yep.
All kinds of good shit on there. And it'll take up a lot of time. And so if your TADPOG backlog is caught up and you're not ready to start back at episode 1 and listen through again, and you haven't listened to the bonus content on our Patreon, this would be a good time to give us a buck and get access to that.
That's true.
Now, we also have another tier called the Jake tier. Now, if you want to become a TADPOG Jake, you donate $5
Yep.
or more, and you're automatically a Jake. And one thing that
$5 to $19.
one thing that I failed to remember, well, the $20 tiers are Jakes too.
Okay.
In addition to being executive producers.
Executive
'cause-
Jakes.
Executive Jakes. But the one thing I failed to think about when we've read these in the past is that, well, we have a whole bunch of people that donate $5 or more that aren't executive producers, but they would qualify as Jakes.
Oh.
So I feel like it's only fair that I read their names. I'm going to try to be good about reading our Jake tier members once a month, the whole list. So I'm going to begin the Jake tier list right now. How you feeling?
Woo!
Better.
That was a good stream, guys.
Good. I could hear it.
I believe it.
I'll tag out.
Okay. So I'm going to read the Jake list now. This will be once a month. I'm going to try to do this.
Great. Okay, I love it.
So we begin. Listen, some of y'all may not. I checked the list. As far as I know, everyone on this list has posted. If you have posted a payment of $5 or more on our Patreon as of late May, I'm reading your name. And if you don't realize that, if you think you should be on here and you're not, let me know. But I think this is correct. It's the best I can do. So we're going to start with Dirtbag Keith, a.k.a. Dirtbag Jake. The Jake of So-So. Bubba Jake. Canadian Turbo Jake.
Nice.
John H., Jake number 4. Paul C., Jake number 5. Marty Ma, Jake number 6. Magical Sleeper, Big Dick Pie Baker, Chris V, a.k.a. Big Dick Pie Jaker.
I love it.
Chris V.
I love it.
That's what I was going to suggest. You got it.
Of course I got Big Dick Pie Jaker.
Oh, my God. That's so good.
Josh K, Jake number 7. Pat L, Jake number 8. Dig Jakey. Nate from Utah, first time Jaker.
Love a first-time Jaker.
Logan B, Jake number 9. Jaketopus. Donnie V, Jake number 10. Ben C of Street Pizza, a.k.a. Cardboard Lord, a.k.a. Jake. I didn't finish that one. I don't know why. Jay McPherson, Jake number 11. Captain Gun Nerd, John Turley. Captain Jake Nerd, John Turley. Michael May I, a.k.a. Michael May I Jake.
Yes. Please,
Please,
Jake.
Jake.
Just shaking off.
Naj, a.k.a. Naj Jake.
Yeah.
Mark H, Jake number 12. Not Jake Piven. Coin Jake Goku. Monster Mode Mike L. Monster Jake Mike L. Bubba Jakeski. And last but not least, Law Jake.
Logic.
Nice.
All of our Jakes have been named except for the remaining Jakes, which are also executive producers.
And future Jakes.
And future Jakes. We have a list of executive producers. They donate $20 or more every month to the show. I read your names every week. And I'm going to start with Cubicle Jake. So if y'all want me to stop doing the Jake thing, I will for the executive producers, but I'm probably not going to do that even if you ask me. So forget I said that. Cubicle Jake, Sandwich Jake, Phil H, Jake Bug Prime, Nathan E.
Love Jake Bug Prime. That's so good.
Matt, a.k.a. Jekyll G.
Jekyll G.
Pinball Airplane, Arch Jake, Chris Edler. Sorry you couldn't be on this episode. They're easier to do when they have titles.
Yeah, right.
little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. Wait. So who doesn't have titles?
Some of these $5 guys,
Oh, okay.
people.
Okay. I was going to say, I feel like all of the executive producers have titles.
They do.
Right? Okay.
No, on
Good,
the executive producers all do.
Good.
We give them titles because they give us a lot of money.
Right. I wanted to make sure that we were on our game.
Yeah, we are. They all have them. Pinball Airplane Arch, I did that one. That nice Jake from Michigan. Louisville correspondent Princess Jake Swayla, Banana Hammock, Flava Jake, Taryn D, Jake Smith, Joey Dubs, Jake Pope Sandwich, Lord Jake, and Jake Enthusiast, Jeff M. Thank you guys so much for all your generosity.
Yeah.
Hell
Thank you.
yeah.
Couldn't do it without you. Well, we could, but it would just suck.
It would suck.
Yeah.
Significantly more.
That's it. Business has been concluded. I've closed the books.
Hell yeah.
And I've signed all the checks. We're good to go.
All right. Hey, you guys want to close it out?
As Arnold screaming tropical Capricorn in the open air of Mars.
Surface of Mars.
On the surface of Mars, unprotected from the whatever.
So until next time.
TADPOG is hosted and produced by Tyler Holland, Dave Moore, and Ian Chandler, and releases new episodes every Wednesday. You can find them on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and just about anywhere else podcasts are hosted. If you have a question or comment for the hosts, don't hesitate to call us at 270-883-2555 and leave us a voicemail. If we like it, we'll play it on the show and respond. If you'd like to send us something, you can do so at TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. If you'd like to donate to the show, visit patreon.com/tadpog, and with a minimum donation of $1 per month, you will get access to all of our fun bonus content. Join the conversation on our Discord server at bit.ly/tadpogdiscord. Registration is free, and we'd love to have you there. If you enjoy our show and haven't already, don't forget to find and tap that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Okay, I think we're good to go. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think I hear him. I knew that would happen.
We should have done that 15, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
We were literally getting
We
ready
were
to
just
start.
about to start. Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good.
6:43. He gives me a call. I was like, God damn it.
We're good.
At least there's more light in here now.
Dude,
The new lamps are nice.
Are nice.
Get a stinger, maybe.
Yeah. A really short stinger.